friends, this is Lexi and Stephanie with the Canine Coach. Thank you for watching our how-to series. This is lesson 1 where we will be introducing prong collars and how to use them. And I'm just going to jump right in. We're going to start with talking about brands to buy and what to look for. I'm holding one right now. This is a small and this is a Hermspringer. We always recommend the Hermspringers. It's what we personally use. We love them. It's just a really good quality one and it's got everything we need as far as prong collars go. Now, what to look for is rounded edges on the prongs. If you look at lots of pet stores, they'll be just flat cut off and the edges will be jagged. And obviously you don't want to put that on your dog. You want the rounded edges that aren't going to hurt them.
Most dogs have a flat buckle collar or just the nylon collar that you would buy at any pet store. And usually that's what people use to walk their dogs as their primary way of connecting their leash. The reason why prong collars are more desirable, in our opinion, than a flat buckle collar when walking is because the flat buckle collar, even though it looks less punitive, it actually only puts pressure on the dog's trachea directly, and a prong collar evenly distributes the pressure that the dog is in control of.
Now the reason that we like to use prong collars for training is that it is a highly effective tool for training and for communication with your dog. We've seen people who have struggled for years with their dogs pulling on the leash on a walk or in the front yard, wherever, and within 5 minutes of them putting the prong collar on their dog, their problem has been greatly improved. Now, it does effectively communicate. They can feel this, so it communicates to them that they are in control of the leash pressure, and them pulling is what creates this pressure. It's highly communicative and really effective for you to communicate with your dog. Now, a lot of you think that this looks like a medieval torture device. I do understand it doesn't look friendly. It's all metal. It's kind of pointy. But I'm telling you, it does not hurt. I don't like it. It's not comfortable. I don't want it to continue. But it does not create any damage to their neck. It's not harmful to them in any way. Whereas a flat buckle collar will cause their trachea to collapse if they pull hard enough. This does not do that at all. It's much safer, even though it looks more harmful in a way.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the sizes of the different prong collars that are typically used. Most people think if I have a huge dog like a Great Dane, I need the biggest prong collar there is. That's not true. We've had every breed of dog from Jack Russells on a small to Great Danes only on a medium. There are really thick-necked dogs that might need bigger than a medium, but that's only because of the number of links. The size of the prongs being bigger is not necessarily more. The mechanics of the prong collar are actually pretty simple. Each link comes apart from each other. You can take links out to make it fit a smaller neck, and to put them back in is just the same way. The way that you want to release a link is to push up as far as you can, grab the top of the prongs and squeeze them together, and they come apart. To put them back in, this is where most people make a mistake and the collar ends up being ineffective or will come apart. When you are putting the prong back together, you want to squeeze at the lowest point you can touch and get them directly in the largest part of the hole at the end of the prong, and it will slide back in. What I see a lot of people do is they try to maneuver it into the larger part by pulling it back, or they try to put it in here, and that's when you're going to have your dog's collar come apart. So make sure you squeeze and put them in the biggest part of the hole. Now, this is a medium, and this is also a medium. You see the size difference. This has 4 links taken out of it because of the size of the dog's neck. This is how they come from the store. So you can take links out. Usually if I'm going to take links out, I try to make it even from the center on both sides. So if you're going to take 4 links out, I would take 2 out of this side and 2 out of this side, so the symmetry of the collar is not altered in any way. In order to take out a link, it's similar to taking it apart. Just squeeze and pull, and then just from the other side, squeeze and pull. Now you have this link out, and you can reconnect the collar, and it is 1 link smaller. And you can repeat that until it fits your dog properly. Okay, so you always want your prong collar high behind the ears. You probably think it's a little tighter than necessary. You do want to be able to get your hand under it, but it's going to seem like it's a little on the tighter side. Like we said before, you don't want your prong collar to be the only part of your dog that your leash is connected to in case there is a prong malfunction due to our mistake or what have you. You always want a secondary collar. Now that can be a slip chain or a nylon slip, but what you're going to do is you're going to connect the secondary and the dead ring with a carabiner, which I don't have to show you, but you're going to connect the two collars together. That way, if the prong collar were to break off, or break apart is what I mean, you still have a way to be connected to your dog.
As a side note, we just wanted to spend a quick minute talking about quick release prong collars. They're not called quick release for nothing. If your leash gets wrapped up in it, if it gets pulled really hard, it will release, just like this. And you have no control of your dog. And we have no problem with you using them if you have arthritis or problems with your hands, and it just makes it very difficult for you to manipulate the prongs in and out on a regular prong collar. We just do strongly suggest that you use a secondary collar if you're using a quick release.
Thanks again for watching our video. This is Stephanie and Lexi with the Canine Coach. Look for lesson 2 on leash pressure introduction.